Hi, Christy Art Honor Club. Hope that you're ready to do some sewing. Okay, so a little bit of change in location. Right now it's Sunday, and I am so sick, guys. I'm not even going to show you what I look like because I look terrible. Anyway, I'm at home right now, and I thought I would prepare your lesson at home. Usually I record these videos in the classroom, but today I'm just feeling way too sick to go to school. Sewing has been around for hundreds of years. I'm going to show you a very basic kind of stitching and sewing. If you already know how to sew, or if you already know your preferable kind of stitch, then you are welcome to use that. You don't have to copy me by any means. So very first thing, I want you to know that these are your threads. This is what's going to keep two pieces of felt together. That's what we're going to be using today, is the felt. So it's kind of like a fabric. It's not something you would ever wear or use very often, but it's great for sewing and learning how to sew. We're going to be giving y'all some needles, so be very careful with these. Make sure that you're listening to directions so no one gets hurt. Very first thing before you want to start sewing is to figure out what colors you want to use. I'm going to be making an emoji pillow because next time that y'all are here, I'm going to bring some stuffing. And so basically I'm going to sew this all together, leave a little hole so that I can put stuffing in it, and make this into a pillow. So you'll have the option of making yours into a pillow if you want it as well. I have a few different colors of felt that I bought. I don't have every single color in the world, so we're just going to have to make do. I'm going to use the big boy, big girl scissors to cut out some eyes and a mouth, and maybe even a little tongue too. But remember, it's totally up to you what you make. You don't have to make an emoji. Some people like to take a Sharpie and kind of map their shapes out. So that I'll leave the Sharpies up for you if you want to do that. I currently don't have any Sharpies, so I'm just going to freeform cut them. So obviously if you're cutting, just be very, very careful with these scissors. Alright, so I'm speeding up just so I can get this video over and done with so I don't have to talk the whole time. But basically I cut out 2 pieces of purple for the eyes, 1 piece of blue for the mouth, and if I have time I'll add some extra details, but I want to get started on sewing. So every person's going to need a needle, and then your tables are going to be sharing some thread. It really doesn't matter what color you get. The packs I bought came with a bunch of different colors, but it really doesn't matter because y'all are learning. If you know more advanced things as you go on to middle school and stuff, you can use whatever color you want. Today, I promise you it doesn't matter. Alright, so you're going to find a piece of thread, doesn't matter which color, pull the thread out. It's a little bit tough because there's like a little plastic kind of lock in there if you look closely. So you'll have to pull it up and over. Now when you have it, you are going to pull the string off and around to get more. So the more length you want, the more times you're going to have to go around and pull. I usually do about the length of my arm. When you cut it, just cut it close to the thread, and then you can leave this for someone else to use. Now here's the hard part. The goal of these needles is to get it through the eye. So the eye, let's see if it'll focus. And there it is. So the eye is that part where there's a hole, and I tried to find the needles with the larger hole. It was not focusing, but I'm going to go ahead and try my best to get it in there. Some people like to lick the edge of their thread. Sometimes if it's all wonky looking at the end, just give it a little lick. I know it's a little bit gross, but that could work for you. But yeah, you're going to be spending at least a few seconds trying to get it right through there. It's important that you pull it all the way through. Then, what you're going to do is you're going to get it, and you're going to see 2 lines, because it's going through the needle, and I have 1 string on this side, 1 string on the other side. Pull them until they're about the same length at the bottom. Then you need to tie them at the bottom. So it's going to make 1 big circle, and then that circle is going through the needle eye. So to give you an idea of what it looks like with a little bit more focus, I have the needle here. If you follow the 2 strings, they're about the same length on each side. So now I'm going to show you how I like to tie the needle. You can tie it your way. First, I make an X, then I'm going to take one of the strings, go under. So this would be kind of like tying your shoes, except we're not going to make a bow. What we are going to do, though, is take those two edges one more time, and you're going to make a little circle, and then we're going to take one of those and put it back through the circle going up. So I have it. I'm going to take one and go through the hole, and that's going to be kind of tricky for sure, and pull. And once you've pulled it, you should have a little knot. Hold it, pull it until it's nice and tight. Okay, and then you're going to have all these excess little pieces. You can cut those off if you would like. So now we are ready to start sewing. So now I'm going to show you the technique of sewing. So let's say I want my eye right there. You would take your needle. Watch your fingers, guys. You need to make sure that your fingers are out of the way. I'm going to pop it through, going right through the felt. It should go right through. On the other side, you see my needle. Pull it all the way out until it stops. So it's giving me a little bit of jiggle. That's good. Don't pull it so crazy that it pulls right out, because the felt is this is kind of like a beginner's material. If you pull it too much, it is going to go through. You don't want it to bring the knot with it. You want the knot to stay over here. Now I'm going to go ahead and poke it through again. And now you're feeling that tug. That's good. So I'm going to go around this whole piece each time. And so you can see that it went, let's see if it'll focus. Focus, focus, focus. All right, it's not focusing for some reason. Anyway, but I don't know if you can see that, but it went over and then under. Right now I'm under again. So you're going to have to predict where that purple piece is. Poke it back through. Yep, I made it. Pull. And it's starting to be totally attached. I'm going to go around this whole shape. If you need any help today, let me know. Miss Pickle might even come by to help us a little bit, which will be good since I am just not feeling well, guys, but I want to make sure that you had something fun to do in art club. So push, pull. And then once you're very done, you want the needle to come back up, and it's time to cut. So right now, this piece of felt is totally stuck on the emoji. That's a good thing. Don't rip it off. Then what you're going to do is you're going to have to cut your needle off. Bam. And tie these two pieces together. You can tie it your way or you can tie it my way. So now I've tied it. I know it's really impossible to see, but I did tie it. I have all this excess. You can cut it off if you want to. If for some reason you want to keep this excess on there, by all means. No, you have it on there. It shouldn't come off unless you pull really hard. You don't want to pull really hard. I'm going to continue that idea. So I have my needle. I'm going to take my thread again. I usually start with one that's about as long as my arm. So I'm going to pull. Sometimes it gets stuck on this little thing, and that's normal. That's meant to happen. You're supposed to roll it off until it's the length that you need. Then you're going to cut it. You're going to get your needle, find the eye of the needle, and pull it through. So now I have the needle, and I'm trying my best to get it through the eye. Dang, I got it on my first try, yay! And then, of course, you pull it all the way through, and then till both of your lines of string are the same length. Of course, once you have it tied, you may want to cut off the excess. Some people will ask if you can double tie it. If you double tie it, that's even better, if you know how to do that. And then, of course, find your piece, think about where you want it, and start stabbing. Just be very, very careful. Make sure your finger is not anywhere the needle's going to pop in on the other side. Pull it through until you feel it stop. Don't pull any more then. And then carefully predict where that next part of the piece will be. Pop it through. Yeah, I got it right. And you're going to keep up that pattern. Now, you can do yours way better than mine. You might even want to do a little practice one today. Maybe just tying or sewing two pieces together and that can be your practice. No rush on this, guys, because we are going to be doing this next time as well. If you finish today, awesome. And next time we are going to fill these up with stuffing so that you can make it into a pillow. Now, these needles can get lost very quickly. I'm trying to avoid them getting on the floor and possibly stabbing someone's shoe or something. So when you walked in, you wrote your name on that piece of cardboard. This is so that you don't lose your needle. When your needle's on the table, I usually just take a thumb and try to pick up, because it is so hard to pick up these things. Once you do finally get it though, you're going to poke this into your cardboard. That way you don't lose it. When you do poke it through your cardboard, please poke it all the way through, like this. That way it's always resting on your table. You'll always know exactly where your needle is if you ever need to take a break or leave the classroom. You get one needle, guys. I bought these with my own money, so if you lose your needle, I am so sorry. I don't know if I'll have another one to give you. One last thing before I end the video. If you are going to make a pillow, you'll need 2 identical pieces to sew together. That way you can stuff it with stuffing next time, but don't sew it all the way. It's impossible to get the stuffing in there if you sew it all the way around. So obviously this is just an example. You can make whatever you want. Thank you guys for being so patient during the video, and I hope you guys have a great day.